want to go over and talk to Katie, who lives in Macon, Georgia, who is on the phone. Katie, what's happening? Good morning.
Good morning, Bobby Bones.
Thanks for calling. What can I do for you?
I was just riding through Macon, Georgia, and while I heard y'all's bit about Reese and Jason Aldean, while I passed by Windsor, where Jason Aldean went to school, and his new album out, Macon, Georgia. We live here. I'm from Macon. I live in the same neighborhood where one of his high school, I guess, sweethearts lived. We're super proud of him and the fact that he is reaching out and helping people and is still humble. I just want him to know how extremely proud we are that he is from here.
Well, I think you heard what kind of guy he was when he just called and was like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, and here's the thing about country music, which is cool. And Jason and, there are a bunch of these guys, and by guys, women and dudes, that they were raised right. They still act right most of the time.
Yeah.
So the fact that Jason was listening and called today, I'll help Reese, who lives in Missouri, is awesome. And so glad it could all happen organically. And when he texted, he's like, hey, I'm listening to that segment you guys did about the girl who wants me to send a video. And I'm like, no, we're on the air right now.
It's happening.
I was like, can I call you? I'm texting him as I'm talking to Reese. I'm like, can I call you from my phone right now? He's like, yeah, I'm in the truck. So, yeah, I appreciate that, Katie, and I'm glad you shared that. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all very much for all that y'all do. I love you all. Bobby, you're the best.
Thank you, Katie. Have a great day.
Lunchbox, calm down.
Nice.
Oh, she takes a shot on her way out.
That's how you do it.
She's like, I love you guys. I love it.
You don't get attacked when you attack and you leave. Yeah. All right, Katie, bye. Okay, let's go over and do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
A guy thought he saw a guy stealing from a grocery store, so he shot him.
Oh, no.
A 70-year-old man in Washington thought he saw a guy stealing from a grocery store this past weekend. He confronted him. They got in a fight, and he shot at him. The victim is fine. And no, he didn't even steal from the store.
Oh, my gosh.
The 70-year-old was arrested. Here are Court Commissioner Craig Adams and Pierce County Prosecuting Attorney John Sheeran.
That could have been me, my wife, the child, or anyone else, just because of the assumptions that Mr. Lathrop may have made.
That's not going to fly. If you have to confront somebody or you want to confront somebody that you think is committing a crime, you can do that, but you can't be the one that escalates it to the point that deadly force becomes the option that you go to.
Yeah, it's tough. And I enjoy and appreciate the Second Amendment as I have guns. I just don't know if everybody needs a gun all the time, especially without the check to make sure the old skull
is working properly.
Yeah. So that's tough, and that's what happens sometimes when somebody just has a gun. Okay, this is why you should never leave the customer copy of your receipt at a restaurant, because I do it all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
I always put it in my back pocket.
I don't
even know what you're about to say, but I don't risk it.
Okay. Most servers would never dream of adding a tip. But if you're leaving that, there's an opportunity for that to happen. So walking out without a receipt can also leave you unable to dispute a charge. There's also that blank line they can write in their little tip if they need to, a bigger one. So they say, take it with you. Sign it, the one, take the other one out.
Oh, I always just take it and put it in my drink, like on the table.
You get it wet?
But then they got to clean it out.
No, well, that's okay. But then it's wet, and because I've always thought about this, like they could just write whatever they want. So I just stick it in whatever glass is on the table.
We went last night, Caitlin and I went to the mall for a little bit, and we went over, and there's like a health food place that's pretty close. Healthy-ish food. Not expensive, like $13 for like a meal, like a whole thing. And we're sitting there, and there's a guy sitting across from us. Good-looking dude, kind of ripped. Got a chain with a cross on it. And I'm like, that's Ryan Tannehill, who's the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans.
Really?
He's sitting across from us, and I tell Caitlin, I say, hey, there's a quarterback for the Titans. And she's not amused because she's like,
who
cool.
cares?
Yeah, she's like, who cares? And I said, well, no, it's pretty cool. And so, but I felt bad for him because he's eating. He's got all the food in front of him. And like people will just come up and sit down beside him while he's eating. And I'm just like, guys, if you wait on him, I'm sure he'll like say hello and take a picture. But I felt bad because he was just trying to enjoy his meal. And people kept sitting down while he was eating. If you catch him before the food's there, great. He's famous. He knows the deal. If you catch him after the food's there, great. He's famous. He knows the deal. But if somebody's got food in front of them or they're with their kids, just leave him.
Was he saying anything or was he taking the picture?
He was very nice. A lady went and just sat right beside him.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
While he's eating.
It's terrible.
Did you snap a pic?
No, I didn't. No.
Like even a creeper pic?
No, I didn't take a picture of him.
Man.
So, but I didn't say anything. He doesn't know who I am.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, it's Ryan Tanner. That's pretty cool.
Was he eating a big meal?
I didn't look at his food.
Man, big tip?
I didn't look at his receipt.
Oh, when he gets up, you got to go by and...
Crazy, though, he put the receipt in the water.
That's what I knew.
He said I did this with the box and then walked out. Okay, let's go to egg freezing IVF clinics are now trying to cash in on dudes, and they will now freeze your sperm. Now, the difference is we can kind of, most men can produce sperm for a long time. Much longer, unfairly, than most women can.
That's why people have, men have babies in their, 70s and stuff.
They can't, yeah.
Which is weird.
Private clinics where women can freeze their eggs have begun offering a similar service to men who just want to put their fatherhood on ice. Freezing eggs cost you about $10,000, but now men can freeze their sperm. Where this could work, and this is not in the story, and I'm going to play doctor or scientist for a second. If you knew you were about to go through some medical procedure, and your wife's like, or, I don't know how, before you go through chemo, let's say if you have cancer somewhere, and before you go through all the chemo, you could probably save that as well. Again, I'm just making this stuff in my head, but I would think it would be valuable for that kind of thing. That is from the Daily Mail. So there you go. Pizza delivery driver suing 16 of his friends after they won $1 million in the lottery syndicate and they didn't give him any cash. He says he's owed $70,000 despite not paying towards the winning ticket. So he's suing his buddies. They won $1 million. He says, okay, I need $70,000. The group of 16 got the max million prize on the Lotto Max ticket. He says he should be the 17th winner. The defense lawyer says he did not pay, so we deny he is entitled to this. He says he never pays immediately. They've always done this, and it's always part of a pool. Someone buys them, and they all just chip in after. He only found out about it on social media, Daily Mail.
This is a case where, all 16 are going to have to come up and say, no, we all paid.
What's going to happen is, if I were the judge, I would say, I need to see the last times that you guys did this. If this is the standard where somebody buys them and everybody chips in at a different time later, then I'm going to make sure this guy gets his money. If not, he isn't.
Sorry, buddy.
But if the precedent has been set that you can pay after the numbers hit, regardless, that precedent is set. And if I'm the judge, I'm giving him that money.
I just worry that all their money that they won is being wasted in court. That's all I can see right now. Because they only won $70,000 each or whatever.
He's really sticking it to him, taking him to court.
Goodness.
They could settle and give him $20,000.
Yeah.
Break them off a little bit. The U.S. government now officially considers WNBA star Brittany Griner as wrongfully detained in Russia. So you may remember, they held her and they said that they found some stuff in her bag, and it was like vape cartridges.
Yeah, I think a pen, like a vape pen. Like
and so they threw her in Russian jail. And now U.S. is going, she is wrongfully detained, and we want her back. So, and that is good. Maybe they can now negotiate for her. Officials did not specify the reason behind the classification. That is from CNN, and you hope she gets back safely. With this determination, the special presidential envoy for hostage affairs, they will lead a team for securing her release. She goes to Russia to play basketball every year.
Yeah, so I from the beginning thought there's no way she was dumb enough to have that because she knows how strict it is and that they just saw her as a pawn piece.
Randy Travis's birthday today, 63 years old. Randy Travis has 7 Grammys, 11 ACMs, 10 AMAs, 2 People's Choice Awards, 7 Music City News Awards, 8 Dove Awards, 5 CMAs.
7 Grammys?
Yeah, some of those awards, I don't even know what they are. I mean,
the Dove Awards?
The Blockbuster Music Awards, 13 of those. But yeah, Randy Travis, one of the greatest. His #1 streaming song is, any guesses, guys?
Love Without End, Amen.
Forever and Ever, Amen. This is what you meant.
Oh my gosh, that was George Strait.
Yeah. You got it wrong. Yep. Number 2, Deeper Than the Holler. My love is deeper than the holler, stronger than the river. All right. You may not know this about Randy Travis. His real name is Randy Trawick. He used his real name for a while and then changed it to Randy Travis in honor of Merle Travis, one of his musical heroes.
Did not know that.
He got to start as a dishwasher and a cook. When he moved, he worked at a place called the Nashville Palace, cooking and dishes, and then he'd also get on stage a little bit.
That's still around, isn't it?
So, is it?
The Nashville Palace. I think it's over there by the Opry.
Yeah, it's a palace that I don't. That was not where Ryan Tannehill was. All right, so there you go. And then finally, I got 2 more things. They announced the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2022.
Okay.
And I know Dolly came back a few days ago and she's like, you know what? If they want to, I'll now accept the nomination. And when that happened, I was like, she knows she's getting it. She has to say this now. They had to tell her. She got it. She's in. Even after everybody got mad, all these people were like, no, man, she can't be a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They got all butthurt. And so Dolly's like, you know what? I'll bow out. Fine. So all of a sudden she came back and was like, you know what? I'll accept it. It's because somebody's like, Dolly, you're in.
It's going to happen.
So Dolly made it. Congratulations. I will not tell you all of them, but I can play some clips and see if you can name them later.
Let's go.
I'll give you one other one. Lionel Richie. Congratulations to my old buddy Lionel Richie.
Does Lunchbox know that? Know who that is?
Yes, dude. I saw him in concert. Never been more bored in my life.
Because he was opening for Tina.
Yes, but it was this guy, and he'd sit at the piano. One time he sat with his legs dangling off the stage.
Hello.
I was like, oh, my goodness.
Love Lionel. Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage at the Hollywood Bowl last night while performing during the Netflix's The Joke Festival. Chappelle was wrapping up his set when an unnamed man jumped on stage and tackled him to the floor.
What?
Security soon appeared. Chappelle's fine. Here's how Dave recovered after the attack.
I thought that was part of the show. I don't know what the... Everybody compose yourselves. I wanted this to be a peaceful moment, and I'm sure now it is.
That's crazy.
What is happening?
That's crazy. Between the slap and, like, I have 2 shows coming up in June here in Nashville, and I'm like, hey, everybody, if you're looking for a reason to come to Nashville, come to these shows. That's scary that people are just hopping on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing a show in Massachusetts once, a stand-up show, and someone yelled, I'll shoot you. I didn't know who he was talking to. And everybody goes, started screaming. Cops came. I just sat down on the stage. I kind of sat behind a speaker.
Just in case.
Just in case. But it's crazy. And so I can't believe he got back up on stage. So Dave Chappelle, he's okay. That's the deal. All right. Those are the big stories. Close it.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Cody Johnson, Till You Can't. Bobby Bones Show. 877-77-Bobby is our phone number. Thank you for being here. drive-in studio on Music Row.
It's the Bobby Bones Show.
I'll say this, too, if you guys want to come to my shows here in Nashville. They are comedy shows, also some motivational type stuff in there. We'll kick you in the pants. Not a lot of tickets left. I mean, I guess a couple on the balcony for both nights. I almost don't want to send people here because there aren't many tickets left. But you can go to bobbybones.com if you want to grab the last tickets. There's a show Friday and Saturday night on June 17th and 18th. So if you're looking for a reason to come to Nashville, go to bobbybones.com. Get those tickets. There are some like partial view seats. And I'm better to see partially, if I'm being honest.
Just half of you?
I think you see like 85% of me. But let's be honest, 100's probably too much. But you can go to bobbybones.com or cmatheater.com, I think is the site there. Okay, we'll come back in a second. I'll tell you about the inmate that helped her boyfriend escape.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Cool. You haven't heard it yet?
I mean, I know the story, headline-ish, but I don't know the details of it.
The fact that he's like 6'9", 6'10" as well. Like, how do you hide if you're that big? We'll talk about that, and then we'll do some music stuff with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and see if you can name these artists. All right, coming up. So a female guard helped a murder suspect escape jail. Now, they also had a thing going, right? It just wasn't somebody from the jail.
Right. They after investigation, they found out that they had a secret relationship going on. They met when he came to prison. She's worked there for like 20 years almost.
She's 56. He's 38, and he's almost 6'10", massive guy, and he's a murder suspect. And so they've revealed a romantic link. So they're both armed. So what happened?
So she put in her retirement papers saying, I'm out. And the next day, and he's supposed to go to court. She tells the guy, hey, I have to take him to court. And so she has him all shackled, but there's supposed to be at least 2 other people with her at that time. She's like, since they already went to court, don't worry, I'll handle it. And the person, They
let her just take him.
Well, because she's the boss. So the person below her thinks, okay. And so she shackled him up, took him out to the patrol car, and they drove to a shopping center. And that's where she had ditched a car she bought the night before, left it there. They got in that car, and they drove away. And they have not been seen or heard from. And here's the crazy part. A month ago, she sold her house under market value for $95,000. So they think she has $95,000 in cash to live off of. And they disappeared. And after interviewing other inmates, they said, yes, he would get extra food. He would get extra privileges that no one else got. And it was all because of her. And so they were in a relationship, and boom, they're out of here, and they have no idea where they are.
Well, they also have big weapons with them.
They have
an
guns.
AR-15. They have a shotgun. So they're armed. They're obviously dangerous because he's a murder suspect, a murder.
He was serving 75 years for other crimes,
charged.
but then he was charged with murder, so he's about to
that's
face
why they're
trial
using
for that.
suspect as the term.
Yes.
Okay. Do they think they try to drive to another country, or are they hiding in a very rural place?
Had to be hiding in a rural place because I don't think they would have enough time to get to another country because they noticed within a couple of hours that because they drove straight to this parking lot at 1.5 miles from the jail, got in this car, and left. But here's what if, this is crazy, right? What if he did that? He brainwashes her, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you.
And
killed her. Because she shows up with $95,000.
I think he probably likes it, buddy. I don't think you go through this. And honor amongst thieves, too, so not just lovers. But they did this together. They're both in trouble. They're going to have each other's back.
I mean, they said she was a model employee, didn't have one blemish on her little record, no complaints, nothing over her almost 20-year career.
That's love, man.
I feel like
she thought she loved him.
I feel like every prisoner in there, is some kind of manipulator when they befriend these guards. I never feel like, they're going to fall in love with a guard just because they really love him. I feel like there's always that hidden motive, like, I'm going to use him to get me out of here.
Probably life circumstances are a big part of why she fell for this guy. She's 20 years older.
Yeah, I believe she just lost her husband to Parkinson's. But they said this relationship started all the way back in 2020. So it's been
all
going
the way back. It's 2 years. You act like back in the 70s.
Right, but she just lost her husband in like February or January.
But
so
he could have been sick for a while.
That's true.
Could have been sick for a while.
But yeah, they interviewed her mom and like, no way my daughter would, be involved with a criminal. I've never heard that name in my life, but her daughter kept it secret. I mean, sold her house for under market and took the cash.
So she could be with the man she loves and get that man that she loves out of prison so they could live a free life.
Wow.
For what? 2 weeks?
Also, you can't hide if you're 6'9".
No.
They have to have help, right?
I don't know how many people could keep that a secret. I don't know how many people would also be involved knowing that they could also get in trouble. That's one of those where it's got to be like your mom or somebody that you trust fully to not tell on you and to take the risk of also going to jail. I don't know many people that would cover for these two.
When I watch those shows, it's always their mom or like their dad. And then they do a good job.
And she's 56, so you're talking about that's going to be like near 80?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has adult children.
People still go to Mexico?
No, because they got tighter security. I think you have to they got cameras. They'll be able to find you real quick at the border.
They can't still get through over to Mexico?
I mean, they can get over, but it's really easy to track them now because of the cameras and technology.
But once you get into Mexico.
Yeah, you're safe.
I don't know.
Like
a 6'9",
running free?
A 6'9", 6'10" white guy walking around in Mexico going to stick out like a sore thumb.
True. Good point.
Yeah, I didn't know he's white.
Yeah, I mean.
I just knew he was 6'9" or 6'10". I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think? You've been to Mexico a bunch. Families from Mexico. Do you think you could get to Mexico and escape?
Yeah, I think once you can get in there, you could find a way to totally disappear.
I mean, there are some Mexicans that look white. I mean, it's just there's a lot of Spaniard Mexicans. Yeah. He can blend in.
Are there 6'10" ones though?
I mean, I don't know. I'm
Are there
assuming.
6'10" white people here really? No. I mean, rarely. When you see one, you're like, holy crap.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there they are. I'm looking at a picture of him. He looks like John Hamm a little bit.
Oh, the actor
from Mad Men.
Yeah.
So I guess if I saw the guy from Mad Men walking around Mexico,
that would be weird.
Yeah. So that's that story. That's pretty wild. They haven't found him yet.
I mean, that is
Right?
crazy.
As
of now, they have not found them.
As 9:28 Eastern, 8:28 Central, they still haven't found him.
Yeah, and she bought that car right before the escape, and so they already they think they already ditched that car and probably have a different car that they're in.
I'd be a terrible criminal.
Why?
That's all I'd focus on. I'd be worried. I'd be stressed out of my mind.
But
Would
you're
never
smart.
be able to sleep. I'd be like, okay, I'd look over my shoulder the whole time, all the time. Never. I'd be like, did they make a deal?
You don't trust
I don't trust
anyone.
I already don't trust anybody.
Right.
And now that, I'd be a terrible criminal. Here's another one. So Lunchbox went over to the Crater of Diamond State Park and looked for hours to find a diamond.
Oh, no.
And this Adam Harden had been going for more than a decade. He found a 2.38 carat diamond, the largest one found at the park this year. KTVU Fox 2 has the story. It's a big one. He's like, wow, that's a big diamond, but it looks, because it's a brown diamond, it looks like a shiny rock. I don't even know how to explain it.
So you wouldn't even think it was a diamond if you found it?
In that scenario, because it was so shiny, I would have thought maybe it was something. But it just doesn't look like a diamond. But it's about the size of a pinto bean, right? So think about that. That's a pretty big diamond.
Yeah.
So he's going to go and sell it, which he's named Frankenstone.
Oh, my goodness.
And so Lunchbox did not find anything at all, and he was very upset about that.
I mean, I spent hours, and it was hot, and they didn't even have water out there for you. They didn't have any shade. They had nothing.
It's literally just a big field, though, and they're like, have at it.
Yeah, it's a big field of dirt.
It's not catered.
Well,
you don't go with a bucket and
They didn't
a
give you
butler.
refreshments
Yeah,
or anything.
You don't get orange slices and Capri Suns.
You're right. They didn't have anything, and oh my goodness, I can't believe that's so.
You want to go back?
No.
Do it.
No.
What if we could guarantee you'd find something?
Well, yeah, I found something. I found a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, that's what you'd find again.
Yeah, and then you'd stick me in that nasty hotel again, scuba.
Let me go over and talk to Wayne in Mobile, Alabama. We were talking earlier about why you should keep your receipt when you go eat out. There's the one you sign, you put the tip on, you leave it, but take the other one and never leave it because sometimes the wait staff can manipulate that tip line and make a bigger tip for them. Wayne, this happened to you?
No, it didn't happen to me. But good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. What happened then?
Yeah, so there was a Waffle House waitress just north of Mobile, Alabama, in a little town called Satsuma. And anytime anybody would pay with a credit card, she would add to the tip. You could pay $8 on a tip, and she would add a 1 and a 0 in front of it.
Oh.
And then she could add a 1 and a 0 to the bottom line. And she was doing this, and most people don't check their credit card receipt, so she was doing that on credit cards. And it just so happened that one lady had, bought just a meal to go, and the lady added 1 and a 0 to her tip, which was $8. And so when she got her credit card statement and saw it, she decided to call them to dispute it because she thought it was just a mistake. And when they started looking into it, they realized that this waitress had been doing it for a while. And there was thousands of people who had gotten, scammed that way.
The thing is, if I could go back in time and tell this waitress, first thing I tell her is don't do that. The second thing I tell her is don't do 108, do 28. You're not. The odds of you getting caught are far less.
Yeah, smaller number.
The less greedy you are. The first thing I'd say in the time machine though is don't do it.
First things first.
But the second thing would be, lady, don't do 108. Do 18. Do 28. That'll go longer. That's second. But the first thing is don't do it. Yes, thank you. Hey, appreciate that call, Wayne. Appreciate you listening, buddy.
Hey, not a problem, man. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too, man. All right, we'll be back in a second. I want to play some clips from people inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and see if you can name them. Don't look on your computers.
I would never look.
Okay, back in a second. announced. Here's Judas Priest, by the way. Here's a clip of they made it.
That's when I make my moves right after midnight.
Okay, yeah. And then Dolly Parton, which we mentioned earlier, made it. So congrats to Dolly. Yeah.
That's not part of the game?
No. Lionel Richie made it as well. Congrats to Lionel Richie, who I loved as a human, the nicest guy to me ever. Gave me a little pep talk once.
Yeah, well, can I hear it?
Pulled me aside. Well, I'll give you a little version of it.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest was sick, and I was the full-time mentor on that show. So I was there every episode working with the kids. And so Ryan goes down. He's never missed an episode. Like 8 minutes till it's time to take the show live. They're like, hey, Bobby, we need you to host. And I'm like, all right, baby, time to shine. But also I'm like, dang, I don't know where to walk. I don't know the stage direction. We're about to be. And so Lionel's like, Bobby, come here. Say, yes, Lionel goes. The year 1971. The Commodores. Dick Clark. They said, you guys got to go on in an hour. We weren't prepared. But you know what? We did it because we were the Commodores. And you're going to do it because you're Bobby Bones. Now, what you do is you turn around and you go and you host the show. And then he spun and he disappeared.
What?
Yeah, he's gone.
He did a spin.
He's out of there. All that except the spin is true. And it's amazing. It's an amazing story. Love him. Okay, can you name him? Lunchbox, I'm going to give you this one. Can you name this person just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
We are young. Heartache to heartache, we stand.
We'll go with female. It's not Tiffany. We'll go with Joan Jett.
That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
The song is Love is a Battlefield. It's not Joan Jett. Solid, though. Same ballpark. Eddie?
Blondie?
Pat Benatar.
Ooh.
Oh, I know that girl. I heard her name.
I'm going to let Lunchbox take first stab at all these, Eddie.
Yeah,
because you'll probably get a few of them.
Love it.
Here is the second one, Lunchbox.
I'm lost in a crowd,
Hungry like a wolf.
Yeah.
What?
That's Steppenwolf.
You think Steppenwolf sings Hungry Like the Wolf?
Yep.
That would make sense.
No.
It's in their name. Why not?
There's a similar word. But, no.
Oh.
In two different eras. Steppenwolf is more 70s. This is more 80s.
Oh, it's 80s?
Yeah. Eddie, do you know?
That's Duran Duran.
That's correct. Congratulations. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Lunchbox, if you miss this one, you lose a pinky. Go.
Wow, Eminem got in, huh? That's cool.
That's awesome, huh?
That's really cool.
I agree. That's
you have
awesome.
to use his formal name, though.
And you know what? No, I don't think so. It says Eminem.
Just kidding.
Oh, and you know what? If Eminem gets in, Dolly Parton should get in.
Yeah.
So, like, do they actually have an induction where, like, you go and give speeches like the NFL?
And then, yes, and so someone introduces you, and you pick them to introduce you, and then really cool musical acts tribute you and play like your songs and stuff.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
It'd be cool. Okay, next up.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world
in the sipping sea.
He knows it.
Everybody.
Let's go, buddy. What you got, buddy?
Come on, Lunchbox.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. That's Milli Vanilli.
Wow. So wrong.
I
Eddie?
don't think they're getting in. The Eurythmics.
Correct, yeah. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams are made of this.
No, I
Marilyn
sang
Manson
it.
did it later. Okay, if you get this
Is that
one.
what
you
they
get-
call the Rhythmics?
Eurythmics.
Eurythmics.
Yeah.
With
That's
the
a terrible
EU.
name.
Okay, Lunchbox.
Rock and Roll Hall of
Okay,
Fame.
okay, Lunchbox.
With a terrible name.
All right, next up.
You're so vain.
You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain.
You think this song is about you?
What you got?
Oh, that is definitely a chick singing to a dude like, hey, I'm over you. Don't think this is about you. So that has to be Debbie Gibson.
Incorrect. Eddie?
Yeesh, I don't. Olivia Newton-John?
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't know who this
it's
is.
Harley Simon.
Harley Simon.
Oh, man.
All right, I'll give you one more. The
All right, I'm
next one.
probably
Here
going
we
to get
go.
this one.
And Beetlejuice is not the answer.
De la come and de la go. What in the world? This
You won't get it.
Bob Melvin.
Oh,
Where did, huh?
ring the bell.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Just thought of, like it sounds like a Bob.
Oh, okay. Eddie?
Harry Belafonte.
Nice. Wow.
Let's go.
Good for you. Yeah.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Like, do they just run out of people, and so every year they just put people in?
No,
some of these
because you
people-
can only be nominated, and I don't, but to make sure I'm right here, fact check me. I think it's 20 or 25 years after the first release. Something like that. So new people are available every year.
Right. But they just say some of these people like Pat Benefonte. He had one song.
Pat
Right?
Harry.
Benatar and Harry Belafonte.
Okay, Harry Belafonte.
He had lots
He
of
had
songs.
lots of songs. What is it, Mike? 25 years after what? Their first record. Okay. So, no, I mean, those are all massive people.
Really?
Just because you don't know them.
Eurythmics, they had a
And
lot of hits.
Eurythmics.
And they have a lot of songs.
My
and then
gosh, Annie Lennox.
and solo
Who?
careers.
Annie Lennox?
Yeah.
No, but solo career doesn't count.
I know, but I'm saying they were so big that they were able to have big solo careers too.
Okay, well, I guess
Just say
that.
congratulations and we'll move
Yeah,
on.
man, let them have their moment.
Congrats, guys.
Okay, there you go. It's a sincere congrats.